How are you getting on, lads? Patrick TCAP Ireland here with a non-Catch a Predator related video, or Hanson vs Predator related video. So if you're not into that, you can bounce. I won't take any offense, and I won't be uploading many non-TCAP related videos. It's just a once-off special occasion for me. So if you've spoke to me for any length of time, or you've been in my live streams, you've probably heard that I'm a big Final Fantasy fan. And my favorite game ever is Final Fantasy VII. I adore it. It means a lot. It's like a favorite song, or a favorite book, a favorite movie. I can just go back time and time again. It brings up great memories. I played it as a teenager. I played it as a child, first of all. The funny story, I got it by mistake. I was at a cousin's house, and I was like, I'd say I was about fucking the guts of 5 years old or 6 years old at the time, and I was poking around in his shelves, and he was like, because he had an older brother and another cousin of mine, and he was buying games with his own money, and they just had a load of games, and he was like, just pick one there, John won't mind. So I pick one off the shelf, and lo and behold, it's Final Fantasy VII. I probably picked it because Cloud had blonde hair in the box and I had blonde hair. So I was like, he looks like he's like me. Even though I was a fucking 5-year-old wimp. So yeah. Took it home and was probably very shit at it. And probably couldn't, I don't think I could get past the fight before Midgar. You leave Midgar where you fight Rufus. I think it was actually before that. I think it was like I think it's a helicopter you fight. Or some sort of flying machine. Anyway, and I couldn't beat it. I was probably way under leveled or just didn't understand the game systems. I was just kind of walking through, and there's no way I would have understood the story being 5, 6, 7 years old around that time. No chance in hell. I just like playing as, I just like Cloud, and I like the characters, and I thought Aerith and Tifa were the most beautiful things, beautiful pixels I'd ever seen at the time. Just silly shit like that, So yeah, I've got fond memories, and then of course, as I grew up, I played it as a teenager, and as an edgy, moody teen, I'd imagine Cloud resonated with me, and all that, And there's a lot of themes that about identity and stuff in there that really resonated with me when I was a teenager, and then into adulthood, I've played it multiple times since. I played it I played it like a month ago on Switch to completion. And I've played it on PS4, and I've like nearly every copy of it going that was released in Europe. I don't have any Japanese copies or anything like that. I should get my hands on one of those. They're pretty cheap. So yeah, that's enough rambling, I think. I love the game. That's just what it is. So, there's a remake of the game coming out, finally, in March. My birthday's in March, so that's perfect timing for me. And yeah, March next year. So, this week, it's Tokyo Game Show over there in Japan, and they released a little trailer for Final Fantasy VII, and I've been watching it all day, and I just wanted to get some thoughts about it. It's not really a reaction video, because I've seen it before, so it's not really a first, oh my god, I won't be going oh my god, it's so hype, shit. I was doing that earlier, to myself, grinning like an idiot, looking at the trailer and jumping up and down, like a moron. And I go, oh my god, look at Aerith and Tifa, my waifus, and all that fucking bullshit, So let's give it a go. I hope it sounds like, oh, that's too loud. That's my TV. That is not the headphones. Whoops. Hold on, let me figure it. Turn on headphones, there we go, yeah. No, that's not it, actually. Multi-output device. That's the one I want. Because it's a weird Mac thing. You can't record voice and audio from the desktop at the same time for some reason. It's a weird Mac thing. Okay, let's press her on. I'm going to half volume, I'd say. It'll be good enough. Not half volume, quarter volume maybe. So I don't know what this... I'll be pausing it throughout. I'll leave the link in the description, of course. This looks like it's outside the bar. So this is all they've added it's outside the bar. So they've added a whole load of new shit. It's fucking, I'm like, But basically, the remake's like it's a part 1 kind of deal. So it's the Midgar section of the game, if you know the game, but it's expanded. So it's like, I love what the job they did with it. I'll talk about it later in the trailer as things come up. And characters like Jesse and Biggs and Wedge, characters that were in the game for a minor fraction of time, have been expanded on. And Chief is a personal favourite of mine. as anyone who knows me will tell you. And Aerith, I suppose. Aerith looks fantastic in this game, as you'll see in a minute. There she is. And I love that. I love that remix of the Turks theme. The Turks theme is one of the coolest, like, themes in game. It's so cool. It's like, oh, and how they remade it, fucking awesome. Square released that track, and Reno looks fucking great. And this wasn't in the original game, like a boss fight against Reno. That didn't happen in the church, but anyway. There's Rude. He's giving off the Rock vibes there with the sunglasses and the bald head. And he's a bit stoic. Ooh. There she is, man. Aerith in the sexy dress for Don Corneo. She looks amazing. The graphics, oh, there's... Oh. Like, seeing the original and seeing this, it's just like, whoa. It's like... Oh, it's just amazing, like. And then Don Corneo here. He sounds like he... I've been hearing a bit of chatter online that he sounds like Mark Hamill from Luke Skywalker and Joker fame. I don't know his work as Joker, as much of his VA work, because I'm not really into Batman myself. But if it is, that's a fucking big get. And I love what they did with Aerith and Tifa. Aerith and Tifa are probably two of my favourite, not just female video game characters, just favourite video game characters, period. Those two and Cloud and a few of the other like ancillary minor characters and stuff, like they're my favourites. They've just resonated with me for so many years. Every time they pop up in a game, I'm like, oh, awesome, I've got to play it, like, you know, or got to try it, like, you know. Like any side games or any spin-offs, or, you know, if they pop up in media, or like, you know, any like a web video, I have to see it, like, you know. And I love seeing fan art of them, even though I don't seek out fan art. People usually send it to me because they know I like it, and I'm like, oh, that looks amazing. But yeah, so like they got the voice actresses they hired for Aerith and Tifa are bang on the money, especially Tifa, I thought. What was I going to say? Yes. They got the personalities down to a T, I think, in my personal opinion. Aerith is like, she's outgoing, she's bubbly, she's charming, she's a bit flirty, you know. She's a bit, she looks like a, you know, her vibe, her look looks like the good church girl, but she's actually a bit more interesting to that. She's a bit more character. She's a bit flirtatious, cheeky, has a laugh with Cloud, you know, messes him about, like, you know. Because Cloud's all stoic and serious, and Aerith messes around with him a bit. And then Tifa she's a very strong woman physically, as well as mentally, I suppose. But she's also kind of shy and reserved, and I think they pulled that off so well. And Song is awesome, and I love his voice actor. They got like he sounds like an Asian guy. Sorry, I can't say more than that. I can't say like nationality because I'm not sure on that accent, to be honest. But he sounds like what I'd imagine him to sound like. Because it could have been just easy to give him an American accent, like that could have been easy, but like give him like an Asian American accent, I guess, you know. That's probably not the word. They got the mini games in there, like the squat mini game we got, and even Tifa's joining in, doing reps. And they get he plays all the different characters. The frogs. Oh, I hit the mute by mistake there. The frog status is back. The bane of my life in the original game. Good to see that back. Actually, not good to see that back, but you know. And this is really cool. This is a big change. In the original game, President Shinra like walks out to greet the party, and like and then you're thrown into a boss fight. He's like, "Aha, well, you're fucked now," and he drops the boss on you. But this time they fly him in using drones and like a hologram, which I think kind of makes more sense because he's like a slimy CEO of a corrupt corporation. Like, why would he want to get his hands dirty? That makes sense to me. Wutai, that's a new touch. Wutai isn't a new place, but it's a new little... because that wasn't in the original there. And Ifrit and Reno again, looking awesome. And I think Shiva comes up next. No, yeah, Shiva there. She looks awesome. I don't know what that other summon was. Is Odin maybe? I'm not sure. I need to brush up on my summons. That was cool. There we go. I love the new logo. It's like a more modern, steely take on the original. Like the original was like a more of an artsy type, I guess. And that is class. That says to me that there's going to be a lot of emotional weight behind a lot of the scenes that were just kind of, for the lack of a better word, kind of rushed by in the original, because you had to get out of Midgar fast because it was all packed into one game. 30-40 hours, so you could only be in Midgar for 10 hours before you had to go out into the wild world and chase out Sephiroth around. But yeah, it looks like they're going to focus more on individual events that happened in Midgar. Like that was after the plate drops in the original game, which is a devastating event. It must have killed in game world. It must have killed like hundreds of thousands of people, maybe millions of people, because the plate, the way this city is structured. It's like a plate. There's like the slums underneath, and then there's like a plate that separates them from the civilized world, to put it in quotation marks. Obviously, they're not that civilized because they're they stomp all over the poor people and are destroying the planet. But the plate they drop this corporation dropped the plate on the slums as like a false flag, I guess. I don't know if I'm using that word right, but like to frame Cloud and the gang as being terrorists. So that would have killed hundreds of thousands of people. But in the original game, it just kind of glosses over. Of course, there's a sadness and there's loss because you lose a few comrades, like who are minor characters, like but it's kind of brushed away because you're when it falls, you kind of escape. And you're outside, and you can just see the wall. There's like a wall with a load of debris that blocks you off from the destruction, and you just have to move on. Whereas this, you can Cloud and Barret and Tifa see the aftermath. It looks like of the destruction, and there's like a calm silence, kind of like silence is deafening kind of stuff, where it just pauses there, and it's like you just take it all in. You take in, and it just hits home how evil the Shinra Corporation are. And then available worldwide, 3rd of the 3rd, 2020. Oh, can't wait. So yeah, that's it from me. I promise not to bore you with more Final Fantasy talk or more talk that isn't TCAP, but I just had to get that off my chest, and I just needed to talk about it. I've been annoying my friends all day. I've been texting them and messaging them on Facebook all day, annoying them, wrecking their heads. But yeah, that's it for me. So if you'd like me to talk more about this kind of stuff, I can. That's no problem. But I won't try to flood the channel with too much of it now. I don't want to cross into. I don't want to become a gaming channel, because I don't think my subs want that. They want the TCAP stuff, and I love doing the TCAP stuff. And I've got videos on the way. I've got stuff on the mind. I just need to sit down, record it, voiceovers, the lot. So I'll do that eventually. We'll get onto that again. So yeah, that's that from this trailer. Maybe I'll go back and watch the old trailers, but I'm sure you've all seen them anyway. But yeah, that's it for me. Bye.